Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fastiano, and you're watching my channel segment that I'm calling Sip It or Skip It. If you're new to the channel and you're not familiar with this, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone, and this randomizer is called Spin the Wheel app. If you're curious, I'm going to spin the wheel, whatever it selects. I'm going to pull the whiskey off the shelf, do a quick review, and then let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone, and I'm going to replace it because I like it, or once the bottle's gone, I'm going to skip buying it and get something else. So if you're interested in this information and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do, and let's spin the wheel and see what we're doing today. All right, it looks like we are doing Henry McKenna single barrel bottled in bond 10-year. It's actually right there because I will be doing a single barrel bourbon flight in about 2 weeks on the channel. That's coming out on a Friday, December 15th. Nope, December 22nd. So let me go ahead and get it, pour it, and do a quick review. This bottle of Henry McKenna has actually been in a couple of videos. It was in a bottle battle. It's been in some of my top 5 bourbons, my top 5 bottled in bonds, and now we got this one, and it's also going to make another appearance again December 22nd with my 6 single barrel bourbons. I'm going to taste those. Whichever one comes out on top, I'm going to advance it to the next round, but that's for another video. This one is the Sip It or Skip It. Just like always, the information for the whiskey is right here, along with my Sip It and Skip It tallies. I also have a link to a document in the description below if you are curious as to my entire Sip It and Skip It or Skip It tallies from the beginning of the series. Just click on it, open it up, and take a look at it. All right, this is coming across as extremely sweet even before I get it up to my nose. Oh, I also noticed I got a pretty heavy pour there. This is all cherry all day. That is amazing how much cherry is coming out of here. A little bit of cinnamon spice, good amount of oak, and I would say that there is brown sugar and caramel, but right now that apple note, that red cherry note is pretty much dominating everything. It smells pretty good. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Yeah, I think the proof point right at 100 is sitting really good. Get a good amount of oak on that first sip. The cherry note is there as well, along with the brown sugar and the caramel. All of those things are now pretty much balanced pretty well. As it's going from the mid palate to the finish, it seems to elevate in sweetness a little bit. That barrel tannin kind of hits the side of my tongue. I like that. Get a decent amount of oak. I think it's pretty well balanced. Sweet, spice, and oak. This is an allocated bottle in my area. I don't know if you get these in your area. Let me know in the comments down below if these are allocated or if they just sit on the shelf. Also, let me know, I guess, what barrel you have. And this was bottled on 11/2/11. I paid I paid 70 bucks for this. I didn't think it was that much. All right, so what do you think about Henry McKenna? Let me know in the comments down below if it is a sip or a skip for you. I'm getting to the point now, there are some whiskeys that kind of fall and get lost in the mix of other whiskeys, and especially for the price, it's difficult to justify some of the repurchases of these bottles when there are better bottles at a less expensive price. Let me go ahead and get that second sip down, and then we'll move on to whether this is a sip or a skip. Now, I would say this is oak up front, then there's the cherry, cinnamon spices there, and then as it starts to head back towards the mid palate to the finish, that's where I'm getting the vanilla, the brown sugar, and the caramel. It's a pretty viscous single barrel bottled in bond bourbon. I'm actually kind of impressed with this. I don't remember it tasting this way when I put it up against the, I think it was the Eagle Rare. I can't remember what it was, but I don't remember it tasting this way. This has much more oak than I remember. The sweetness is pretty elevated, and then that cinnamon spice kind of evens everything out. I would say that it's pretty well rounded. All right, I do need to get one last sip in here. It looks pretty viscous. We got some pretty thick legs that are just now dripping down the side of the glass. Let's get one last sip in and then let you know whether or not it's gonna be a sip or a skip. On that third sip, more oak, more cherry, cinnamon spice. Things really haven't changed. I don't think this really develops that much as I was going through those 3 sips. It's good, it's not great. And for the price, this is going to be a skip for me. It's one of those bottles that I think is pretty polarizing. I think people were pretty happy with it when it was at a less expensive price. And I know price is relative, but I think these jumped up in price considerably over the last couple of years. At some point, it may have been $40, and now this is back up to around $70. And that alone is going to cause me to say that this is a skip. So that's all I have for you today. Do me a favor in the comments down below. Let me know again if this would be a sip or a skip for you. What price range is this bottle in your area? How has it jumped up over the past couple of years? And because these are single barrels, I understand that there's going to be single barrel variations. Do you have a good one? Let me know when it was bottled. And that's where I'm going to leave it today. So wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. And until the next time, we'll talk to you later.